deflation continues. Now, the ECB's move last month to reduce one of the deposit rates into negative territory was unprecedented. The idea was to discourage banks from simply parking their money at the central bank and slightly improve the interbank lending. But it's a different story for consumer credit. Jack Barton reports from Brussels.
Belgian car dealer Serge Dijk says car prices at his dealership have plummeted by as much as 35% since the start of the economic crisis.
The banks are very strict and very difficult to have to give some money now.
Dijk says the situation hasn't changed since the European Central Bank started charging banks a deposit fee last month, in the hope of getting them to seek better returns by lending to each other as well as to households, businesses and governments. There have been signs of change, such as lower yields on treasury bills in countries like Spain, Italy and Portugal. But the big banks in the Eurozone's core remain risk-averse when it comes to parking money in the bloc's still economically troubled periphery. Many analysts say it's still too early to gauge the policy's impact.
It will take some time before the full effects will be implemented through the banking system.
Some believe the ECB's real aim is to push down the value of the euro by encouraging foreign investors to seek higher returns elsewhere. A strategy adopted recently by Denmark as well as Japan during its so-called lost decade.
Europe is now, if not already, but on a good way of becoming where Japan was in the post-bubble years. Basically, we are looking at a period of very, very low growth, if any.
While the move is widely seen as a positive step, for real growth to return to the single currency area, many would like to see Europe's central bank take a much more aggressive stance when it comes to stimulating the bloc's tepid recovery. Jack Barton, CCTV, Brussels.
Now, one central bank that did deeply cut its rate Thursday was Sweden's Riksbank. It reduced its main lending rate by half a point to just 1/4%. And like the ECB, it took its deposit rate to minus 0.5%. Now, Sweden does not use the euro, but it does have the same concerns about deflation.